Legends, doesn't matter where you are in Australia, you can get a car exactly like this. Core Offroad specialise in full turnkey packages, so stay tuned and we'll show you how you can get one of these awesome touring cars.
Give me more. Give me more. On the count of 1, 2, 3, 4, you got to give me more. All the way I'm going to another level.
So in this build, it's a brand new 2022 Isuzu D-Max X-Terrain. Now, this vehicle is bound for Central Queensland. The customers, our sales team have been working with the customer to get this vehicle spec'd up exactly the way they want it. There's a whole swag of extras that have been put into this vehicle, including GVM, snorkel, bull bar, driving lights, one of Core Offroad's new roof racks and backbone system for the D-Max, and of course, a GTX canopy. So come with me and we'll take you through on a bit more detailed look at the vehicle, including payloads and the GVM and new GCM that's been done. So let's get one of the best bits started first. This vehicle's got one of our Phoenix GTX canopies. Now the GTX canopy, we find with customers who are not looking to do a full liverboard system, but are looking to do shorter trips and have a canopy set up for, say, a weekend or a week-long trip. The GTX model also has a hell of a lot of storage on the driver's side of the canopy. So we'll go through and get started. One of the first things you'll notice, this customer actually chose to do our dual color system. So with a dual color system, we basically go through and integrate a third color into the vehicle. So as you see, this vehicle is a black, mica black D-Max. Our canopies are going to be black as standard, so all of the deco trims and pieces then get painted black, the same color as the vehicle, but where the dual color comes in is all the accent pieces. So these customers chose like a champagne gold color, and it gets integrated into everywhere, including the handle for the roof basket, the little ninja stars, the back of the mud flaps, and it also comes in to the back of the deco on the under tray boxes. The dual color system does add another level of customization, and it means your vehicle is tailored 100% to you, and the chances of another one being out there exactly the same is slim to none. So as you can see on the GTX, there is a hell of a lot of room. The storage area on, say, a standard canopy to suit Hilux Ranger D-Max is 1750 long. Now the storage area that we have, it's over 1 meter deep on this driver's side of the canopy and 800 odd mil high internal. So the storage space is massive on the GTX model. These customers have gone through and added on the option of the rooftop basket. What the rooftop basket does, it adds another level of storage. Now, when you're looking at a canopy, that 800 mil in height is great if you want to store larger items, but trying to utilize the space inside the canopy, especially at the top, is very difficult. It's fine if you may have a few tubs stacked up or larger items. Things like camp chairs and a camp table is perfect to throw into the rooftop basket. There's 2 handles on the rooftop basket. Push the button in the center, lift it up, and it locks into place. To drop it down, take the weight, push the button, and lower it back down. Things like camp chairs and a camp table are the type of things that roll around in the back of your canopy constantly. Trying to have a storage area or a home for them products or them items is paramount. One thing with the rooftop basket, if you are traveling with a hell of a lot of gear in the bottom, say you've got 400 mil tub or other equipment, the rooftop basket will be limited slightly, but as long as you can drop it around that 150 to 200 mil, you'll still be able to access all your chairs and your table and everything. Driver's side compartment on the GTX is standard, along with a 9 meter air hose reel. So if you upgrade to an inverter, like what this customer has, your battery stays down the bottom as per normal, your inverter moves to the top, and the compressor moves to the front storage area. So what that means on a standard GTX model, your battery would be at the bottom, your compressor would be at the top, and you end up with 2 storage compartments in here. So So as this customer, inverter at the top, battery at the bottom, and the compressor moves to the front. So you basically lose one little storage area that the compressor fills in. 9-meter air hose reel, as standard. It'll be long enough to get to the wheels on your caravan and so on and so forth, plus obviously get to the front of the car. One of the other options that this customer's added on is the fixed gas system. So the fixed gas system includes a 2 kilo gas bottle plus a mount. It also includes the regulator and a bayonet fitting on the outside of the under tray box. Trying to store a gas bottle is a nightmare. It's either got to go on the roof rack or it's going to be rolling around in the back of the car. The fixed gas system, when you do want to use it, if you want to plug your hot water system in or a barbecue, open the under tray box, turn the gas bottle on, close it, then go through and plug your outlet or your fitting straight into the quick connect bayonet fitting on the outside. Each system gets certified by the plumber. You also end up with a plaque and a VIN plate that states your certification and all that kind of stuff, and we provide all the paperwork. So moving around to the back of the vehicle, the back of this canopy for this customer is pretty standard. The rear work lights with 2 steady 7.8 inch work lights is all standard on every one of our canopies. That dual color system comes back through in the rear work lights, where the light surround is painted the vehicle color, then the dual color plate is added behind it, so it comes out through the logo and the cutouts. You'll also see the dual color system in behind the decos as well, along with the rear. On the back of the canopies, we've got myriad of options on depending on what the customer's chasing, whether it's rear tire carriers, 1 or 2 of them, our rear ladders. Now we've got our original fold down ladder, and we've also got our Nomad ladder now, which is available for standard flat back canopies. Dirty gear bags, depending on what option. One of the popular ones is to do a rear center ladder with 2 dirty gear bags for rubbish and recovery gear on the back. 1 tire carrier, 1 ladder. Now, one thing you need to keep in mind with the layout side of things, if you do have a rooftop tent like this customer with the bunda top and you're wanting a rear tire on the back, the ladder has to be offset to one side. So it's just one thing just to keep in mind on getting the right layout, and the team here, or the sales team here at Core Offroad, will help you guys navigate that situation and come up with the best possible outcome. Trundle drawer, as standard with every canopy. This customer's added on the trundle drawer lid. It is a good option, giving you a bit more flat surface, sit a barbecue, make some lunch, a bit more bench space. The trundle drawer lid really is a good little add-on. Rear sensors and that get reintegrated. Now the IDAS sensors for the D-Max, that'll be on another video because it's a very, how would you say, hot topic at the moment with the IDAS sensors. So if you do have any questions about the IDAS sensors, shoot the team an email or give us a call and we'll run through that with you. Rear camera gets reintegrated back underneath. The other side, it's pretty well standard in all honesty. If you do have any more information, there is other videos that show rear ladders and our Nomad ladder and everything like that. So around to the passenger side of the vehicle, which on the canopy side is where most of the action happens. The passenger side of the canopy, for those of you guys who don't know, we always set the living side or kitchen side or storage side of the canopy to the passenger side. So if you do pull over on the side of the road to make lunch for the day, you spend a majority of the time on the off side of the car, away from the road, with things like your awning. So if you set your awning up, you're not setting it up over the side of the road. So majority of our layouts, or all of our layouts actually, are all set off the passenger side of the vehicle. Layout for the GTX model, so it comes with a Dometic CRX 80 upright fridge as standard. You can do options for 110 litre in a standard canopy. Then when you go to a 79 series or a US truck, we've got 110 litre and the 140 litre fridge that you can fit into this canopy. Standard layouts do change slightly from vehicle to vehicle, whether it's dual cab, extra cab, single cab, 79 series, US truck. The main section that sort of changes is this center tower. That's all. Travel buddy, marine oven as standard. Now the amount of comments or the amount of people that say to us, I don't eat pies or I don't eat sausages, rolls, I don't want a pie oven. The things are an oven, and you can cook dampers, scones. I've done roast chicken in there, I've done pork in there, I've roasted veggies, I've done bread and butter pudding. Don't let that travel buddy steer you away. It is not just for pies. Yes, don't get me wrong, heats up a pie like a demon. It is perfect for it, but you can do a lot of other stuff in there. Dampers and that I do in the travel buddy, crank it up to 200 for an hour and 50 minutes, 2 hours. Leave it running while you're driving. When you get to camp, you've got a piping hot golden brown damper that's ready to roll. There is a Facebook page for the travel buddy side of things. They have a million recipes on there. So for those of you looking at the GTX model or the GTU and you're not 100% sold on the travel buddy, jump on and have a look at some of the recipes. Drawer layouts as standard with all of our canopies. The drawers are 2-part component, so 180-degree rotation. First part locks the drawer, second part actually pulls the lever in so that the drawers are under tension constantly. They don't rattle around. And 2, you can open them with one hand. So if you've got a beer in your hand, a fishing rod, groceries, whatever, you can actually open the drawers quick and easy with one hand. The large drawer on the GTX, one thing a lot of our customers and a lot of you guys at home don't think about is the storage component of larger items. Be it a camp oven, sauce bottles, all that kind of stuff. Having that one deeper drawer to fit all that larger gear in definitely is a must. GTX, slide out stainless steel table, bit of prep room, making lunch, all that kind of stuff. Now, one of the main questions that we get with the GTX model is, what is that hole for? So that is actually designed for a barbecue. So you can fit a Weber Q straight into that hole. You've got the tie down track so you can actually strap the barbecue in. Now, this customer's added an inverter to the canopy. So you guys at home probably can't see it, Cole, you might have to come around. The Enerdrive inverter controller goes into the side, and then there's also a black double GPO. Turn the inverter on, you'll have power throughout your canopy, and you can run whatever 240 volt appliances you want. GTX model comes with the Fusion sound system as well, so it's got the BB100, which is the black box unit that you can control everything, and it's Bluetooth back to your phone. I say to customers, well, we personally run Spotify, so before we go on a long trip, we sit next to the modem at home, download all of our playlists so that we can switch to offline, so that when we are out in the scrub, we've got all of our music with us, and our iPad just links straight in to the Fusion sound system. It's got the speakers integrated into the doors on the canopy. They fit perfect, they look good, they're clean. Most customers don't even notice the speaker up in the door. Depending on what you're looking for, have a chat to the sales team. But for the average person, 200 watt speakers getting pushed by the 200 watt output from the amp in the head unit is more than enough. Enerdrive system, so the GTX comes standard with a Enerdrive BTEC 125 amp hour lithium battery. Enerdrive DC 40 DC charger, along with the ePro system. So the ePro system's a gauge. It basically tells you how much power you're drawing, how many amps you've used, how long till you've got left, and state of charge, along with voltage and everything else. Standard for internal lighting, we've also got the party lights in the doors as standard with every one of our canopies. Once again, the party lights, it's all controlled via an app on your phone. You can change them from any color. They're basically RGB, meaning red, green, blue. You can make any color under the sun for them system. Most customers, we say keep them on orange. A lot of the time, if we've got customers that have got young families or even teenage kids, we show them how to use the app. There's a little function on there where you can spin your finger around the color spectrum and the lights flash. You can make it flash to the beat of the music. So the party lights are a bit of a hit with the kids. For everyone else, they're just a very functional camp light that you can set to orange. It stops the bugs and that from coming around your campsite. Adjustable door locking covers. One thing with our system, as your rubber seal starts to bed in, you will find that you may have to add a little bit more tension to your doors to stop the dust getting in. Previously on my Canopy, prior to Core Offroad, the manufacturer told me pull the bar out, stick it in a vise, bend it and put it back in again. That wasn't a solution we wanted to give to our customers, so we've created an adjustable plate. If you do want to add more pressure, loosen the two bolts off, slide the plate up, and that'll add more pressure to the locking and the seal around your canopy. Central locking standard obviously on the Canopy, along with under tray boxes and the trundle drawer. So that's one thing that's important, especially you guys who are doing remote trips even around town and in cities. Having that option, that one click on the vehicle's key fob locks everything, because if you're anything like me, I'm the type of person that if that function wasn't there, I'd forget to lock my trundle drawer or my under tray boxes, and I'd come back and all my stuff would be gone. So if you're at Carangini, for example, and you're doing a walk through the gorge or anything like that, and you've got your vehicle parked up, at least you know one click of the button, everything's locked and everything's safe. That's pretty much it for the GTX model on this side. In relation to upgrades, our canopies come with a Bushwhacker Extreme Darkness 270 awning. This customer, they've chose to go with Bush Company 270 XT Max. Look, it is an upgrade. You basically pay the difference between the two. Personally, I like the Bushwhacker awnings, but it is the customer's choice. A few other options, roof options for our canopies. Doesn't matter whether it's GT, GTX or GTU. Each roof is rated to 600 kilos. So options for what you want to store on it purely is up to you. Now, once you're going through and getting a touring vehicle set up, making a decision on what tent, what roof accessories, what solar system, it really is a big decision, and you want to try and get it right from the start. So the team here at Core Offroad will help you with pros and cons of each model, get an understanding of what you, the customer, are looking to use the vehicle for, so we can give advice on the best system. That's all. These customers chose to go with a Bundatech. They've gone the king size, which you end up basically a 2.1 long by 1600 wide rooftop tent. If you've watched any of our other videos, you guys at home know I love this Bundatech rooftop tent. It is awesome. It's quick and easy to set up, and the thing is completely electric. So we might get to that section in a minute. The customer's also added a 300 watt solar system to it. In relation to solar, for the Bundatech, the roof's rated to 25 or 30 kilos. Solar systems, we can basically go from the smallest panel you can think of all the way up to 540 watts of Enerdrive panels on the king size and 300 on the standard Bundatech. So that 540 watt kit is punching out 27, 28 amps. It really is one hell of a solar system. It's on top of the rooftop tent. You don't even notice that it's there. That solar side of things is definitely something to consider as well. So guys, before we keep going and get into the full turnkey side of things with a vehicle so that you guys can get something like this, hit the like button, subscribe, and ring the bell notification to stay up to date with all of our latest information and videos. So one of the key features of a full touring vehicle, especially if you're looking to live out of the car, is a rooftop tent. Now, there's a million of them out there, and there isn't much bad about a rooftop tent, but each model has pros and cons. From everything from the looks of the rooftop tent through to the mattress thickness, how easy it is to set up, durability when it's windy, what it's like when it's raining. With the rooftop tents, it's something that myself and the sales team really can go through and give you guys at home a little bit of advice on what's going to suit what you're doing. That's all. It's the type of thing, if you're planning on using your rooftop tent once or twice a year, kitting it out with a $7,000 rooftop tent may not be the best option. If you're planning on using it all the time, every weekend, every second weekend, or you're living out of the car and you're doing month-long trips, having a rooftop tent that's easy to set up and quick is probably more of a better outcome for you guys, the customer. So one thing from my side, the undertop rooftop tent really is difficult to go past. One of the big things for me, if we were driving to Broome on a holiday, for example, or to go exploring, we got a 3-day trip. So you got 3 nights to stay while you're on the road. You punch out a 10, 12-hour day. When you do pull up at 5, 6 o'clock in the afternoon, the last thing you want is something that takes forever to try and set up. The Bundertop basically is an electric rooftop tent. As I said before, it's 25 or 30 kilos is the roof loading, and there's 2 buttons on the outside. You basically go through, push the button, takes around 7 odd seconds to put the rooftop tent up. Could be a little bit longer than 7 seconds, but you get the gist anyway. There is 4 latches that you need to undo on each corner of the rooftop tent that holds it closed. One of the big things that I look at is if you're in the northern parts of Australia, and anywhere in Australia really, if it's bucketing down with rain, you need to try and have some ventilation through the tent. So one thing that struck me with the Bundertop, if it is raining, the top 400 mil of each window on every side, you can have zip down. Because of the little veranda that pops out, if it is bucketing down with rain, you can still have all 4 sides open, which is gonna try and give you some of that cross ventilation. So look, there's a million and one things, pros and cons with rooftop tents. The Bundertop's definitely got some pros, but if you want more information or you're looking to do a turnkey build with us, our sales team will help you to the nth detail to try and get the best system for you. Now, accessories. We keep going on about the turnkey side of a vehicle. What does that mean for the customer? So if you're in South Australia, Queensland, New South Wales, Victoria, Northern Territory, wherever you are, I think the only state we haven't built a canopy for yet is Canberra. So guys in Canberra, if you're keen, at least you can be the first ACT full turnkey build for us. We have questions all the time from customers. I live in South Australia, love your work, how do I get one? So like this customer, for example, the full turnkey side, every customer, no matter where you buy your car from, especially if it's not in stock, you get the option to divert the car. Now, if you buy your, I don't know, Isuzu D-Max, for example, from a dealer in South Australia, the vehicle's 4 months away, you can request from that dealer and say, I would like the vehicle transferred to Western Australia and delivered to Core Offroad. Now, 99.9% of the time, that is no extra cost to you, the customer at home. That means that we receive the vehicle free issued from you. In relation to the turnkey side and finance, you've got 2 options. Some of our customers will be fortunate enough to pay cash for the accessories, and they may finance the car, they may pay cash for the entire thing. If you are financing the package, what we do is you go and talk to your dealer, or we actually find a vehicle for you from a Western Australian dealer. We get the price of the car. Now, we don't make a single dollar out of selling you guys the vehicle. But if we can find you a car, that means we can build you a canopy. So we put the legwork in to try and find you a vehicle as well, majority of the time. Once the car is sorted, what we do is we'll work through with you on canopy package, wheels, tires, GVM, towing mirrors, bull bar, roof rack, the whole box and dice to build your dream tourer. What we do is we send through the quote to you. There's normally a few back and forth, and I can tell you there's normally a heap of phone calls and emails. We even do video chat with interstate customers. Once we lock down the package and we've got everything that you're looking for, what we do is we then take the vehicle out of our pricing and we will issue our quote through to either your local dealer or the dealers here in WA, and we add our part to the vehicle finance, and you can go through and finance the entire thing. The canopy, you can get yourself a car exactly like this, all right, as a full finance package through the dealer. So registration is another one. Now, the only hiccup that we have, if we're like this customer and we're doing a brand new vehicle, we can do a pre-rego GVM and GCM upgrade. Now, What that means is that that pre-rego upgrade is federally approved, meaning no matter what state you take this car back to, it is still legal. And there's no re-inspection, there's no re-engineer sign-off. So this customer, for example, right, or if you guys in South Australia or whatever state, we would actually register the vehicle in WA in your name. Now, once you get the car back to whatever state you're from, once your registration's coming up to being due, you walk into your local DOT. So long as you don't transfer that vehicle from your name to somebody else's name, you won't pay stamp duty again. So what it basically means is you transfer the registration straight over from Western Australia to whatever state you're in, and there's no costs apart from the new registration for that year or 6 months or whatever period you're doing. So the process is quite simple. And in all honesty, we do majority of the legwork for you. One of the big things is if you're setting up a touring vehicle, and I've been saying it to customers of late, getting that first setup right will save you money in the long run. Now, over the years, since I was 18, I've had four-wheel drives. I reckon I could have built another vehicle in the money that I wasted trying to figure out what was, in my opinion, the best setup to go and tour this great country. So, advice on what the team here at Core Offroad do is go through and help you make the right choice so that when you build that last touring vehicle or your first, you try and get that set up exactly right and the way it should be. So jump on, don't let a few thousand Ks or 5,000 Ks deter you, all right? The process in getting the vehicle back to you, the customer, we've got two options. One, we can send it on a boat and ship it to the nearest port on where you are. It'll then get tilt trade to whatever town or city or what have you. What most of our interstate customers will do once a vehicle is complete, it's a bit of an excuse to come and see WA. WA is a long way away from everything else. We had two vehicles just before Christmas that were handed over for interstate customers. They jumped on a plane, flew over with a bag of clothes, come and did handover with us, and then they spent 4, 5, I think one even did 8 weeks traveling around and checking out WA before they head back home again. With the vehicles being full turnkey, it's not like your canopy needs them. If you've got a rooftop tent on your car, happy days. And if you don't have a rooftop tent, you might have to book a couple of motels or what have you while you're heading home. Little things in the showroom here, we've got plates, cups, bowls, cutlery sets. We pretty well sell everything from your car apart from a pillow and some sheets. So once you do handover, you can go down to your local grocery shop, get some food, go to the bottle-o, load it up with grog, go to Kmart, throw some sheets and pillows in with you, and the rest of the stuff we have here that'll get you out and get you on the road. So the process really is simple, and the team here work hard to try and make sure you have the best possible experience in getting yourself one of these vehicles. So legends, one thing that I'm excited to show you is our new V2 shower tent bracket.
Give me more. Give me more.
Now, one of the things with a shower tent, and especially on a vehicle like a Canopy, for example, sometimes you start to run out of real estate. So if you've got a rear ladder on the back of your car, you might have a dirty gear bag or a spare tire, you start to run out of real estate for the shower tent on the back. Your only other sort of options then is to mount it off the roof rack. Now, if we were mounting a shower tent off the roof rack, because it's mounted flush to the car sticks out another 200 odd mil, sometimes more. When you deploy that shower tent, one thing is you're going to lose 200 odd mil out of the room in your shower tent. Plus it's also going to sit there and scuff on the car. If you are mounting it to the back of the vehicle, like on one of our canopies, for example, you then lose access to your trundle drawer while the shower tent's deployed. Flip side, you can't go on the side of the canopy, all right? So our shower tent bracket is designed to move your shower tent 90 degrees to the car, get it out of the way of the canopy doors and all that kind of stuff. So it's an aluminium unit that we manufacture here. It's powder coated texture black, and we've got 3 different mounting systems currently, and it fits almost every shower tent on the market, from Kick-Ass, Darchie, 23-0, you can even fit a bushwhacker unit on there. Some of the older model shower tents, like the original, some of the original Kick-Ass tents are actually too long. So if you jump onto the website, we do have dimensions on there so you can see. It is very simple to use. You basically push the push lock button. There's a gas strut built into it, and the shower tent opens up 90 degrees to the vehicle. That allows you to open up your shower tent, drop it straight down. On our canopies, for example, clears the door, clears almost everything. So now the V2 shower tent bracket isn't just designed for vehicles, and it's not just designed for our canopies. So we have a bunda top mounting bracket system that we do. We've also got a Rhino roof rack bracket that we do. One of the big things we get with customers who are traveling around with the 200 series, the distance from a roof rack on a 200 series to the actual side of the quarter panel is like 250, 260 mil. So the Rhino bracket that we do is extra long so it can hang out. Camper trailers, caravans, boat trailer, they can go absolutely anywhere. Now, if you're wanting to mount the V2 shower tent bracket to a flat surface, you don't need any brackets. You can bolt straight through. If you wanted to bolt it to a flat area, bolt through and through the bracket and whatever you're mounting it to. The standard kit does come with a horizontal mounting bracket. So that means it's designed to mount to anything flat. That's all. So you do get bolts to mount the shower tent bracket to the bracket kit that we provide, but you don't get bolts to go through whether you're camper trailer or your canopy. But you can shoot down to your local bolt shop, Bunno's, wherever, get the right length. If it's going through a subframe or something on the inside of whatever you mount it to, you can get the right length bolt. That's all. Pricing, it's $495 plus freight, which includes the horizontal bracket. And there is, as I mentioned, the two options for bunda top or a corner mount, along with the Rhino brackets that are on top. You can check out the new V2 shower tent bracket, head over to coreoffroad.com.au and click the shop, and you can go through. We've got more stock of these things coming through because they are selling like hotcakes. Simple operation to go through and pack up. Once your shower tent is packed away, it's literally push the unit back in, push the button, and that's it. Your shower tent is packed away. It's quick and easy and a great solution to a lot of problems that you guys have at home. So one of the last things to cover on this vehicle is the accessory side of it. So those of you who don't know, Core Offroad do almost everything out of this process. Everything from obviously the canopy that we manufacture. We also do GVM, GCM upgrades, wheels and tires, bull bars, driving lights. This vehicle's also got Telstra Selfie in it. We do roof racks, snorkels, performance upgrades, literally everything. So we are a true full turnkey business. So like this customer's car, when they get it back, it's got everything done to it. So some of the accessories we've done on this, we've done an off-road animal Toro bar, Steady Type X Pro, driving lights, Steady STK3 21-inch light bar, Runva 11XP winch, as I mentioned, Telstra Selfie, which is actually this whip, and we've got the GME XRS 370, 4-inch snorkel, one of our roof rack systems. So the new D-Max roof rack system with our backbone and all the lights integrated, it really is one sexy looking bit of gear for the D-Max and BT50. Wheel and tyre package. Now GVM and GCM for this car, it's got a Lovells GVM and GCM upgrade, which takes the GVM up to 3,600 kilos and your GCM to 6,900 kilos. So that's leaving you, even if you were at your full maximum GVM of 3,600 kilos, you can still legally tow 3.3 tonne. So this vehicle, I'd have to check the numbers and we might put it in the comments. I think it's leaving with around 800 and something odd kilos of payload, which is massive. So getting them critical items in your build really is paramount, and getting it set up right the first time. So we did electric side steps, we did clear view towing mirrors, pretty much everything in this car. It really is one nice touring vehicle. So if you're chasing more information, we've got more build videos up here. We've got our new V2 shower tent bracket video down here. Make sure you smash through a comment and we'll try and get back to you as soon as we can. Thanks for tuning in anyway.